Simon & Schuster Audio presents The Ritual Effect. From Habit to Ritual. Harness the surprising power of everyday actions. By Michael Norton. Read by the author.
For Mel. Part 1. What Rituals Do. Preface. Re-enchanted. Before the sun rises, Flannery O'Connor begins her day with morning prayers and a thermos of coffee she shares with her mother. At 7 a.m., O'Connor attends daily Catholic Mass. At the same time, Maya Angelou arrives not far from her house at a motel room where she is asked to have all the art removed from the walls. Sometime mid-morning, Victor Hugo strips naked and instructs his valet to hide Hugo's clothes until he has met his daily writing goals. At exactly 3:30 p.m., so exactly the whole town can set its clock by him, Immanuel Kant steps outside his door with his Spanish walking stick in hand for his afternoon walk. In the evening, Agatha Christie slips into a bathtub and eats an apple. And at the long day's end, Charles Dickens pulls out the compass he always keeps with him to confirm that his bed is facing north, blows out the candle, and falls asleep. The descriptions you just heard, a composite day in the life of 6 world-famous writers, may sound like a portrait of creative madness, or at the very least, eccentricity. But these famous authors are performing deeply meaningful actions which they repeat over and over. Even though these actions might seem totally random to you, they felt deeply right to, and worked for, these writers. All of them were engaged in some form of ritualistic behavior. You might be thinking that eccentric behavior is part of the job for creative people such as poets, novelists, and philosophers. But I could just as easily have picked any other category of high performers. Keith Richards has to have a slice of shepherd's pie, always the first slice, right before he steps on stage with the Rolling Stones. Chris Martin wouldn't leave his dressing room to go out with his band Coldplay until he had methodically picked up his toothbrush and toothpaste and given his teeth a quick but precise shine. Marie Curie, tragically, could only fall asleep if she had her tiny bottle of radium next to her bed. Barack Obama could only get through polling day by playing a carefully arranged game of basketball with certain friends. Now, guess who the sources of these 2 pre-performance rituals are. I crack my knuckles and tap my fingers against certain areas of my body. Once these are completed, I take an inventory of my body from head to toe. I close my eyes and imagine being with my dog. I list 4.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?